The IP command is one of the most used tools in the toolbat of any Linux administrator. It allows us to manipulate IP settings, routing, showing network devices, statistics, and a bunch of more things. So let's see some common examples. We can show IP address, we can assign a new one, we can delete it, we can alter the state, we can add a default gateway, we can delete a static route, or add one. Now, we can show the routes to a specific, and we can even do some ARP manipulation. Now that we explained it, let's see some examples. So suppose I want to see what kind of devices I have on my server. I'm going to do an IP address show. Now I have 6 devices, IP address, state, and a bunch of information. So let's add an IP address because I'm going to need to do some testing here. So I'm going to add a dummy address. Now when I'm going to do a show, you see that I have a new IP address. Now, this is not permanent. Once you reboot the server, this setting is going to be gone. So we finished testing. Let's take this out. Same thing, just with delete. We can take a look, and it's gone. Awesome. Now, one other thing you might be asked to do is take a network adapter out of the network. Why? Well, there might be a virus there or something malicious, or it's interfering with an application. Okay, so sudo IP link set the device and down. Now we can see that our interface is down. Awesome. Now we got report that everything is okay, so we need to bring this back up. Okay. Now when we brought it up, we see that we have a problem with our internet connection. Let's try to ping the outside world. Unreachable. This is not good. So we can do IP route show, and we see that we don't have a default gateway. We only have a static route for our own network. Let's add one. IP route add default, and we're gonna give it the IP address of our default gateway. Now when we are gonna ping, it's working. Perfect. Now, same thing, if you want to delete it, we can just do a del. Now, other uses is to see what kind of route we're taking to get there. So the IP route get shows us the route we're gonna get to our destination. So this might be a useful tool to debug any kind of slowness because we're routing through a different router. Now, the IP command is also replacing the ARP command, which basically allows us to see our ARP table. So why is this important? So if you ever heard of an attack called ARP spoofing, this is an attack where an attacker is basically trying to impersonate another station or router on your network. So either to sniff the traffic, to hijack it, or just do a DDoS attack by redirecting traffic. We can add a static record there to prevent that. So how can we do this? Well, let's remove that ARP table record. We can do IP neighbor del the IP address. Then we're going to do the link layer address. And the device, obviously with sudo. And if we take a look again, it's gone. Perfect. Now we can do the same thing just with add. So what did we actually do here? If you take a look here, this was stale. So basically there is an update going every a certain amount of time. Now, this is permanent. This is not going to change. So we just prevented ARP spoofing attack on our network. I'm going to add all the commands in the description below and also allow some more information about ARP spoofing. So hopefully you enjoyed and see you in the next one.